Hello everyone, and welcome to the second round of the Truck GT Cup. Here with you in the commentary booth is going to be me, Sebastiano Rossi, and with me we have fresh blood. Hello Primer!
Hello, Jojo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone that are listening or tuning in to today's race. Thank you, Jojo, for introducing me. I am very, very excited because this is one of my favorite tracks in the whole ACC game. How about you?
I mean, I have very good memories on Misano. It is also one of my favorite tracks as well. It is genuinely pretty good if you ask me. And yeah, I'm very excited to see our drivers today compete in order to win this race. It's going to be fun. However, there is the
Yes,
big
however.
elephant in the room. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about, right?
what? Honestly, I do not, but please enlighten me more, Jojo.
Something that race room players and racing players will be very familiar about. Track limits! They are very,
Oh,
very easy to get here, and it's going to be very fun. Also, as you can guys see from the chat, as we saw that briefly, first 10 minutes of qualifying is going to be AM drivers, and then we're going to see pro drivers hitting the field. So it is going to be very, very interesting.
I agree as well. I agree with you in terms of track limits. As much as I love Misano, the track limit part is a bit annoying. It's a tad bit annoying because it looks so wide. The track looks so wide, and it really tempts you to be like, you know what, I can go a bit over the line here, and then oh, sorry, you are over the limit there, buddy, and hence kind of like makes you stressed out, especially in terms of qualifying when you're getting such a good time, but because of you getting over that, a good example by Zaid here, going over the line there, that is, I would say, that is a track limit warning, if I remember correctly on that part. But
As
yes,
long as
anyways.
you're on the curb, from what I understood, it is alright. As I think I only got 2 track limits in 2 races I've ever done here. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say it could be worse. At least
It could be
personally
worse.
speaking.
But honestly, for the people that are tuning to this track, I would say, okay, you can interrupt me on this part, Jojo, but I would say, in my opinion, Misano is a very flowy track.
Yeah.
It's quite fast paced as well, especially in the last sector of Misano, which honestly is my favorite part because it's a very long sector 3, very not too cornery, so that means it's really up to you on how brave do you want to mash your gas pedal at the last sector of Misano. It's basically that. It's basically how brave do you want to be and how late do you want to be on the brakes as well. So I would say that's my favorite part of Misano. It's the last part was super fast. Also, it tests your bravery, your courage to go through how fast you want to go through there. That's my favorite part of it.
Oh yeah. I think that the part you're referring to is the section where you have Curva del Carro that you can see on the minimap 151 taking right now. That's
Yes.
complex, that section. I have to say very tricky to get right, but if you get it
Hmm.
right, who is going to be so fun.
Yes, I agree. I agree. That's my first experience with Misano as well. It really tests you, like, do you want to keep mashing your gas? Are you hitting the apex correctly? Because once if you make a mistake at that particular part, especially at the speed that you're going, it's either you're going to hit the wall or you're just gonna invalidate yourself. It's either one of those two.
Yeah. I mean, after
Yes.
all, this is a track that was more for motorbikes after all. So,
Mm-hmm.
driving with GTs around here, while it is possible, you are going to notice that it is a bit quirky compared to, say, other tracks like Monza or technically even Imola. This is very wide, you have massive runoff areas, a lot of gravel, very flowy, but not really overtakes. Oh, as we see Alex Taturas going wide. My bad, give me a second. Let's see what happened. This is sector 1. First 2 corners, down into the third. And yeah,
Oh,
that is bonk. Bonk. That
there you
is
go.
loss of traction at the exit of turn 2, and that is the wall as well, as we are now on Gary's later. But yeah, as I was talking about, that is a motorbike
Mm.
track. You are going to notice that it's going to be very different, as they say, set the first lap time in a 1:35.842. And yeah, you need to be careful about not really using what you are the same driving that you are used to on other tracks is going to be slightly different. You need to account for this different in design, as Ian Brown set the car in P2, the Huracan GT3. Nice choice. That was the last car I ever used in V-Truck.
Well, definitely a good job by Al Brown there on getting P2. And as now we can see, other drivers are doing their best as well to get as high of a time in terms of qualifying, because now with 15 minutes left, they need to nail it as much as they can without breaching, I would say, track limits, because like we said just now, track limits are very, very popular here. One wrong move and you have to redo everything again, which is very, very frustrating, especially when you think that you're doing a very, very good lap. But look at that.
Yeah.
That's a very fast part by Cosmo Marsh there. My favorite part of the track. Let's see how fast he can go on though. But yes, what were you saying, Ross? Jojo?
Oh yeah, sorry. For a moment I was like surprised because that is a 488 Evo. But that is people. You would expect people if they that's the limit. But yeah, if they were to drive a Ferrari, you would expect them to drive like the 296, but not the 488. So that is interesting to see a relatively quote-unquote old car being here on track. Also, our drivers don't have 14 minutes left to go, they have 4 minutes left to go. Because remember, we're split quali as Jan Paul set the car in P3. P4, my bad, because Smith set the BMW in P2. Team Smith set the BMW F4 in P2, less than half a second away from Zay Sadie, as now Van Rietbergen. That is P2 again, 3 tenths away from Zaid Sadie. Looks like mid-engine cars are doing pretty good, all things considered, and I need to consider the M4 to be a somewhat honorary mid-engine car considering how well the car handles, as Mustafa puts the car in P3, our local Bahraini driver. I think he's Bahraini.
I think so. I am a bit unsure on where. Oh,
yeah,
the flag.
Bahraini.
Yeah, that's Bahraini. Yeah, that should be Bahraini.
Yeah.
But so far, P1, 2, 3, and 4, they're very, very close to each other with only 0.05 of a second separating them from their pole position. Definitely, Zed Saadi is holding really, really well. He's very comfortable with the NSX right now in P1. As Reitbergen in the McLaren taking over P2, and Mustafa as P3 and P4 is currently filled up by 2 BMWs. Both are very, very close. They're very, very close to each other. I'm actually very, very impressed. Wow.
Oh, sub 135 by Zay Sadie. That is... I mean, yeah, the driver is flying. Let's see Cosmo Marsh. Where are they going to place their car? Oh, the 488 is in P6, right behind the 296. So that is interesting to see. G. Fox Foxington in the Porsche. I think that is the only Porsche on the grid. The only Porsche on the grid. Which is interesting. Correct. And also one of the only 2 AM drivers to have yet to settle up time, as Laturas is going to be the next one. So let's see. The Fox Foxington is heading towards the last corner. Too wide. Those bumps are really going to slow you down, but it's going to be... Oh, okay, no, that was an
it's invalidated, yeah.
Oh, Mustafa, P2. Buomar Mustafa, the Bahraini driver, puts the M4 in P2, but they go so aggressive inside the turn 2. And yeah, we can see Buomar Mustafa aborting the lap, resetting back to the pits. That was not the line into turn 2. And so, yeah, there are going to be only 2 minutes left for these drivers to complete their last few laps. And after that, it's going to be only pro drivers on the grid. So let's see Cosmo Marsh heading into the third sector, into Curva del Carro. Fast corner, then you need to brake hard because you are going to slow down here. And we're entering the Carro section. Big braking zone, let's see how they take it. Oh, that looks good. That looks good.
That looks clean and tidy. Yeah, he's approaching the last 2 corners. He's doing it really, really well. Yeah. How will he approach? Will he go over the line at the last corner here?
Let's hope not.
No.
Ooh, okay.
Very nice. Okay, let's see how his time is doing. We've seen Cosmo Marsh here.
Oh, P5.
Oh, P5. Yes.
The 488. I want to point out one thing. The 488 is beating out the 296s.
Yeah, so far no one is able to so far no one is able to really close the gap between themselves with Zed Saadi, because now oh, wait a minute,
Oh,
Reiterbergen
P5.
did really well by closing the gap to 0.3 seconds instead with the McLaren. He's getting P2 now. Good job by Reiterbergen there.
Yeah, extremely good showing from the Oro driver. However, we're also going to see Tim Smith coming up as long as Jan Paul. No, wait. No, oh, wait. Oh, that is the back straight. My bad. I thought that was the last few corners. Oops. I haven't driven this one in a long while, so, you know, being confused, it can happen.
It's okay on that part. It is okay. But okay, if I may ask you, Jojo, on this part, right? What
Yes?
would you say the things that the car in terms of car setups, what would be more prioritized here? Would you focus more on the aero, or would you focus more on the mechanical part of the car for this track?
Actually, good question, because last time I've driven ACC was more than 1 year ago. So,
Mm.
I will probably focus on the mechanical grip. Let's see now, we're seeing the replay for Team Smith heading into Curva del Carro. What happened here? Oh, yeah,
Oh no.
looks like Young Paul slowed Team Smith down, and so that might be that might
Oh.
be potentially impeding. Maybe, I'm not too sure. As they say, he's still on the track despite AM quali being over, as we're now seeing pro cars right behind. So that
Okay, that
is
he needs to go
interesting
back.
to see.
He needs to go back
Yeah,
home. He needs to go to the pit as
or
soon as possible.
or they say they started their lap before the 10-minute timer went over, so they probably crossed the line at 10 and 5 seconds. And so I think they're technically entitled to finish their lap,
Mhm.
especially as the pros are going to be on their out lap, and so I don't think they have quote unquote authority over AM drivers to make them go away and just disappear, as Laturas was able to put the car on P8 off screen, as now they both the Dutch driver and they say they are going to finish their laps. It's going to be over soon, so let's
Oh,
see. Laturas, is Laturas going to improve?
oh,
It is a
sad.
time improvement, but not a position improvement, and they say they did not improve. However, now
Yep.
it's time to reset back to the pits, as they do now very well. Both the
Mm.
AM drivers are now in the pits, and now the pro drivers are going to be able to go on track unopposed, as we are now on tracc.eu. Julian Strasser on the boat lane here, heading into the middle sector for Misano, followed closely by one of our teammates, because me, the broadcaster Psycho, and my co-commentator Primer are all Technoburst drivers. So slightly biased opinion, but go Isaac.
It's okay, guys. We will do our best to be as impartial as we can during this race. But on the side note, good luck, Isaac. Good luck. We need you. And also we can see Nabil as well here. No bias indeed. But yes, you can do it, Nabil. We support you. We support you. Yes,
We
we're being
also
very
see
impartial.
Andre Badek with Jamaica Bobsled Sim Racing Team. That is epic. I remember the bobsled Jamaican team at the Winter Olympics. What was it, in 2018, 2014? Those guys, even though they weren't competitive, they were everyone's favorite. Everyone loves a good underdog story. And so Andre Badek here, the Czech driver, with the Jamaican Bob, representing the Jamaican Olympic bobsled team. Now heads towards the last few corners, is going to be the first of the posts to settle up time, and it is going to be a 1...
They do.
134.
Whoa,
130.
34.
Not bad. The
The
Lexus showing hands.
fastest. Wow,
Nice,
that
nice.
is really fast. That is really fast by Opatek. That
Yes.
really well. It's a very good job by him. And definitely going overthrown Saadi in terms of timing as well, being the fastest of the drivers and the cars today as well.
Yes, however, consider one thing, this city is an AM driver, while Andrei
True.
Batek is a pro driver, so they're technically not competing against each other, as we're now seeing, I think that is Ryoma Kirihara, we're seeing a replay for the other Malaysian driver, what happened to the... Oh, well,
Mm,
that is the gravel.
that is.
I'm sorry, I had to.
So from what we saw just now, that was turn one. Turn one mistake by Ryoma Kirihara, unable to turn but managed to keep himself from the walls by sticking to the exit lane here. As now we can see a very beautiful classic Lamborghini on the track with Omed driving right now in. It's a writer. Sorry, my bad. It's a writer. Oh my god, it looks like a
Ah, the
Lamborghini.
writer. I mean, it is based on a Lamborghini Gallardo. However, it was raised under the writer badge, so you know it is totally not a Lamborghini TM. You
Yeah.
can see it under this way as Andre Batek before
Whoa.
below the 134, 133.985.
But they definitely improve on that lap by keeping, by increasing the gap between themselves. But we can see now, Hutter being P2 right now with 0.6 seconds behind Bate, and Dachkov. Oh, sorry. Omed now is in P4 with 0.6 seconds. They're definitely the pro drivers. They're keeping a very close gap between each other, not more than 1 second. Definitely very good. We can see here the skills that is shown by the pro drivers here. So now we can see Rick Schwier with the McLaren crossing the finish line. Either he starting another lap with a 2.1 second gap, quite at the back actually with the McLaren, hoping that with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left with qualifying, hope that he has a better outlap in this lap. He wants to make it to the, I would say, top 10 above and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a pro driver, you don't want to have any AM drivers ahead of you because they're going to slow you down during the race, even if, say, they're faster than you in the qualifying session, they're going to be slower than you during the race, so you want to stay ahead as Isaac Ambras places that Mercedes in P3.
Whoa, P3 by Isaac Ambras there. That's a really good
Yeah,
job by him.
slightly behind Tina Curtis. I think that is 12 thousandths of a second, as that looked like a lag spike to me. As
Oh,
Andrei Batek, what happened to the Czech driver?
yup,
Oh,
he
why
went a bit
that
over the
next
line
Cortinas
there.
corner? Oh, that is a
Yeah.
big lap invalidated. Also, what happened to Hutter? Apparently, that's... Oh,
Hunter's in
Hutter!
P1.
Eric Hutter in P1!
Wow, look at the timing there,
100th
Jojo.
of a second ahead of Patek. That's
That
close.
is, that's really close. That's a hairline close between
Yeah.
Hatta and Batek, and that is a very impressive drive by Hatta in the Ferrari, in the 69, in the 69 number 69 Ferrari just now. Definitely a very good performance there by Hatta.
Mm-hmm.
With now he's sticking to P1. Will Bate have another opportunity to take over back that P1 from him? We do not know. As we can see here, there are a few cars in front of him. Is he? Yeah, Bate does have one more chance. He still has time to get back that P1 away from Hunter. Will he be able to do so? That's a bit cutting over-ish on the line, but unsure if it's invalid or not. As now we can see Julian Strasser, the number 9 Bentley, and the 35 Bentley.
That's an improvement,
Oh,
but not enough to gain the position on Marshall Sux. Or they say the AM driver was really able to out-qualify a lot of pros. There are actually quite a lot of AM drivers that are thus far out-qualifying a lot of pros here, as Albert George is right now at the bottom of the grid with the Oreo NSX. And they are my nemesis, these Oreo cars. I am lactose intolerant. Just thinking about Oreos. Oh, that is a dreadful thought. Oh my.
that would be like that would be
Yeah.
lactose intolerant for you, but now I'm craving for Oreos actually. Oh, but look at that. He did
P8.
well. Yes,
Yeah,
for a
good
guy that
showing.
just joined in, he did
Yeah.
really well in getting P8. Oh, what happened
What
to
happened
Batek?
to? But I think Batek slowed down, try to get some space to the car ahead. So we are going to see Andrei Batek start their lap time right now, as
All
they will
right.
probably just have one shot at taking the position away from Eric Cutter. Oh, that's a line into T1. I'm not too sure if that's the fastest, but it's probably a bit slow, as they are now heading into the tight section, which some people I've heard them
Look.
say that they called it the tightest track section on any tracks I've ever driven. And to be fair, it was on a racing, and they don't have TT circuit ascender. So if you're in a race and if you're in a racer, I would recommend if you think that the first sector of Nissan is tight, try Assetto, as there was a yellow flag which has now been cleared, as Andrei Batek is now heading towards the end of the second sector, now into the first section. Don't get enough track.
Oh no.
That is
Okay.
close, but still valid.
Yes, I'm still looking at I'm looking at race control right now. Currently, Bate is in the green. He is in the green. If he is able to keep this up, he may be able to get P1. But at the same time, Hutter is doing really well as well. Both of them are in the green. They're getting good deltas on their last qualifying lap here. The question now, I think it's very close between Hutter and Bate, as they are side by side in terms of timing. Ooh. That is a sketchy move by Patenai, but at the last corner, will he be able to get back the P1? Will he be able to get the P1? He's 100.
Let's see.
It is.
That's
He did.
P1. However, Eric Cutter is still on the track and might snatch the position away. What's the delta?
Yeah, okay, currently the Delta is in the red. He is in the red. He is unable yet to close that gap between himself and Bate, as he's now 0.2 seconds behind Bate, and now he's approaching the last sector of Misano. If he wants to get that P1, he has to push it here. But so far, Jojo, I'm still looking at the race control here. It seems that Hatta might not be able to do so, as his delta is not as great as his previous ones, actually right now. So, but who knows, miracles might happen. Either that, or I think, judging by the this video right now, I think we can get. Oh, and he got one. That lap is invalidated.
RIP. We're now seeing Charles Byrne going to finish the lap in the Oreo M4. And what's that going to be? P14 overall, not a shabby, that is P13 in class, as there are so many pro drivers behind AMs, as that is session over.
Yes, what I love. Everyone is doing really, really good job, especially Bate. He wants that. He really wants that P1. We can see him being very, very aggressive at the last qualifying, like almost getting himself invalidated, but he did really well. He showed a very good, I would say, qualifying session just now. As now, Jojo, we are heading to the race itself with the drivers lining up. Okay, Jojo, I will leave this part to you.
I actually don't have race control, so it might be best left to you, actually.
Thank you very much. Okay, now, so for our positions, we have Bate in the Lexus in P1, followed by E. Hutter in the number 69 Ferrari. And on our third place, P3, we have T. Curtis, followed by S. Deshkov in the Nissan GTR. Deshkov in P4, Isaac Ambra in P5, and Jay Strasser in the Bentley for P6. And then we followed by M. Zux in the Mercedes, Omet in the Writer, yes, I said it correct this time, in P8, and Georgie in the NSX for P9, Ryomaki Hirihara in P10, Z Saadi in P11, E Kochnian in P12. Oh, the first Mustang that I see today. Okay, and Bata in P13, C. Bryan in P14, Shear P15, Reitbergen in 16, Simonov in 17, Veres in 18, Mustafa in 19, Nasra in 20, Smith in 21, Brewer in 22, Brown in 23, Paul in 24, 25th with Marsh, Lathuras in 26, Zlatkus in 27, and 28 Slater, Prucha in 29, Foxington in 30, and lastly, Foxington is in 30. That was the last one. And we're all good, ladies and gentlemen, as now we are waiting for the lights to turn green for them to start the lap. That's a very long list of names. I need
Yeah,
to
I
drink
mean,
water.
it is 30 drivers. So
It is 30 drivers. That's a long
30
list of names.
drivers is a lot of drivers, after all. I mean, who will win, one Misano or 30 drivers? Well, Misano is only
Ooh.
one. 30 drivers is actually a lot of drivers, you know. I will put my bet on the 30 drivers, to be fair.
I would say yes, I am quite excited as well, as now they are in their I would say in the outlap of just driving around, as they're going to approach they're going to start the race soon. Again, so fastest just now was by Batet, definitely showing a very good improvement in the last lap. But then this is a race. It is going to be a long race for them as well. So we will see who can persevere, what kind of drama can we expect. You know, unlike, will we have a drama again like last? Will we have a good drama? Who knows? We'll see about that. As now the drivers are driving through Misano one last time. Yeah, before the race starts.
It is going to be interesting to see what our drivers are going to do to warm those tires up, as we are now going to see brake dragging. They really want to put heat in those tires. Waiting, is not going to do really much in terms of putting heat in those tires. Brake dragging and putting heat in the tires through the brakes will actually be better. However, be careful about your brakes, because you're going to wear them out. And while it is a quote-unquote 1 hour sprint race, you don't want to ruin your brakes, because at the end of the race it might actually come back and bite you in a place you don't want them to bite you.
Well, I guess you can say that, you know, your brakes will bite you back. Okay, that's a very bad pun. I was about to make a very good brake pun, but it doesn't seem to work well. Oh well. Anyways, we are approaching. I would say this is the last sector of Misano here, as it is a very lovely day here in Misano. Very sunny. No indication of rain so far. As it looks quite dry and quite shiny for all of our drivers to go through. As now, Jojo, they are approaching the last part of the track. The race will start soon. Will we see any drama here at Misano today? Will we see some crashes? Will we see some great races, great battles by the driver, as now they are approaching the final corner, going to the straights?
It is ACC.
It is
ACC. Crashes are probably going to happen. Either those or suspensions doing ACC stuff. As we're now seeing the drivers heading towards the start-finish line, we're waiting for the lights to go green, and they should go green relatively soon. We're going to wait for all the drivers to actually be on the start-finish straight. They're all there. And it's green. Our drivers are off, as Fanatec actually had a pretty good position. The middle of the grid. Looking a bit nasty.
Ooh,
That was very close, but very clean. No, never mind. I jinxed it. I'm sorry.
You jinxed it.
Oh no, I jinxed Julian. Julian even asked me, don't jinx us during the race. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I have jinxed John tracc.eu after he explicitly asked me to don't jinx him. My position as a staff member on the tracc.eu team is over. It was nice knowing you guys.
Well, it seems that Ryoma Kirihara, and I think it was Dekhov, that got a drive-through penalty for the races now, as we can see. Yeah, and Scott Brewer, yes.
Kirihara and Brewer, yes. As well as Scott Brewer got collected and then got spun around, as that Aston Martin is now at the bottom of the grid, and so that is not ideal.
My gosh, that was a crazy. We did see that was a crazy. I think it was turn 2. It was a turn 2 just now that we're having a lot of accidents now. As now we can see Ryoma Kirihara trying to defend himself. Let me see, against who at the back is Semenov. He's trying to run it. Oh, but Semenov is keeping a very, very close distance between himself and Ryoma. As now the question right now, Jojo, that I have, when will Ryoma serve that penalty? Does he want to give up the position right now, but getting the penalty done?
I mean,
Or
Ryoma Kirihara will have to serve the penalty, if I recall correctly, in 3 laps, which is now 2, as the Malaysian driver crossed the start-finish line, as
ooh,
Julian Strasser is now trying to overtake an AM car, Boumar Mustafa, as now does so cleanly as Scott Brewer is going to clear the drive-through immediately, as now where Edward Koshnian, my bad, Edward Koshnian in the Mustang, the only Mustang of the grid, trying to get ahead, as Julian Strasser is also trying to clear the traffic and not lose sight of the Ford. And looks
yes.
like it is pretty good. Julian Strasser can keep up with the Ford, however Kuchnian has pulled a little bit of a gap, is now dealing with... Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, for a moment.
Look
Moment.
at that move. Koshnian is going to do a two car overtake, but so far, Koshnian, will he be able to pull off the overtake? No.
Bonk.
He got
There's been
bonked.
contact as his mate, I think, was on the grass and bonk.
Oh.
That's a lot of bonkage.
It's a two car. It's a two car collision there. That's going to leave a mark. That's a lot of bonking. But yes, so far just now Koshnian did a really good job trying to overtake 2 cars, but so far he only managed to do 1. Still a very impressive by Koshnian there. Very good drive, and then we saw an accident there by the back. Now Foxington is trying to find a way as well, as Koshnian going through the last corner there, trying his best to overtake the Ferrari as soon as possible to get the place that he deserved just now as well. And now we can see Alex going through, trying his best to chase a Schwier. No, not Schwier, sorry, my bad.
That is Bata.
Yeah, that's Bata.
Bata on the BMW.
Ooh, as we can Sachs now is chasing Omet in the pink Reiter. Will he be able to do so? Are they both in the same class now?
Yes, they're both in the pro class, as you can see from the white numbers. They're on the overall ladder. White numbers means pro drivers, while red numbers means AM drivers. For a moment I was actually confused and thought that might be actually Ivano, another driver that we have here on track in the VTuber challenge called VTrack. However, that is Omet on the Reiter on the Ivano livery, and so it will be interesting to see what Omet will be able to do on the Reiter. As now we see the top of the AM grid with Rittbergen that has overtaken Sadie, and so there will be a fight for P1 here, as now Sadie will chase them down. However, Rittbergen will have Burns, Slipstream, and also references. As an AM driver, it's always good to have references, as Ryoma Kirihara is now diving into the pits to serve the drive-through.
Oh, it seems that Omet is being challenged right now. Going through turn 1, he's taking the inside, taking the outside. So far, the driver is teasing Omet, trying to force Omet into making a mistake. But so far, Omet is reacting really well, defending her best to not make...
Laturas!
What happened to Alex?
Sideways.
He went a bit over.
Very wide. Bonk.
And that's a
bonk.
Yep.
We have grass. We had Cosmo Marsh. What happened to them as well? Because the camera panned on Cosmo Marsh. I don't think it was just. Oh yeah, it is suspensions on ACC. ACC suspension physics never misses, as Cosmo Marsh had to go to the gravel. Tires are not going to like that whatsoever.
I think that's the thing. That is the thing about Miss. Yeah.
What happened to Shux? Marcel Shux now behind Semenov in P9. What happened to Marcel Shux here?
I am unsure, but
the Mercedes driver going slow.
I think that
keeps on going slow. What happened? What happened to Marcel Shux?
What happened to the car?
That is interesting. Because there was a BMW ahead. Let's see what happened here. He's now letting everyone by.
Why is he doing that?
It might actually be a hardware issue from what we're gathering. Oh, wait.
Oh no.
Wait, yeah, the car cannot upshift. The car cannot upshift. There are some issues with the paddles of Marcel Sux, as that means likely DNF, which is very unfortunate, but I guess that happened as Fanatec Prussia. We now saw this driver going very slow. Oh, yeah, bonkers.
A small
And
bonk,
that's just
a very small bonk. a small bonk there, and now he is losing positions. Will the stewards do anything about that? We are unsure, but
Probably.
that will be left. Probably so do so after that. And I would say again, like just now, a lot of people are trying their best to cut off turn one as much as possible. But again, if they do not do it properly, like we see just now, a lot of accidents can happen
Yeah.
in turn one. You can do a lot of spinny boys, especially
Yeah.
in turn one.
Yeah, that is not great for our drivers, as we're now seeing Cosmo Marsh chasing Umar Mustafa, and in turn T. Smith chasing Leon Brown. They're heading into the pit braking zone, and Smith was able to get in position, while Marsh was not able to do so. We have Gediminas Zaskus there fighting with G-Fox Foxington. At the bottom of the AM grid, as now Nabil Nazran is fighting with Jer, whereas Julian Strasser is coming in hot. The fourth lane, really the best. However, I don't see the Bentley there on the grid anywhere. Oh, Julian Strasser is lapped sadly, and so 21 seconds. Oh yeah, I see that in the chat. Sorry, Julian, for not seeing that earlier, but yeah, 21 seconds repair. That is that's sad. Oh,
that is a very close racing.
Beresh almost trying to move on Burn, but that didn't really happen. However, there are other overtaking opportunities for the Hungarian driver to do so, as they're now heading into the last section of the first sector. Ooh, wow. Oh, not a great exit from Beresh, as Burn is able to pull a little bit of a gap. And will Van Rippergen be able to capitalize on that, even though they're not in the same class? Putting a pro car between you and between class, that's going to help quite a lot, as we are now seeing Gediminas Laskus still fighting with G-Fox Foxington early on the brakes, cautious on the brakes. There is an apex there, as well. Prucha was able to overtake, as now Kiriara is also overtaking. Gediminas Laskus could not get on the apex, even though it was there, because there was someone else on the apex. So, yeah, interesting to see, as they say it is.
Whoa, we can see Saadi. Whoa, that is very, very close. Yeah, this is the part where I say it's either how brave do you want to be at that last part, especially with another driver in front of you. Saadi definitely keeping it very close with the BMW Ori in the front, going through the last corner. We have seen these two getting it really close. And if I remember correctly, this is where Veres was doing really well at Sector 1 by keeping it close. Let's see if he can overtake the other BMW in front just now. Will he be able to do? Yes, he is keeping it very close. And that's a bonk.
Oh
no, Veres.
Don't keep on bumping into a slow car that you just spun. My bad. As yeah, that is too close. Bonk.
Yes.
Bonk.
Veres was doing a really good job. Veres was doing a really good job catching up, but again, he was a bit too feisty. In the end, rear-ended someone, and again, causing him and the driver in front to lose places and lose pace. What a day. And now Isaac. Isaac is a P4.
Yeah.
Is he chasing Hutter?
Yeah,
he is chasing Hutter.
Our teammate we are totally not rooting for TM is chasing Eric Hutter for the last spot on the podium.
Yes, Isaac is doing really well catching up to Hutter just now, which we can see Hutter was getting, if I remember correctly, P2 during our qualifying session.
Yes.
And Isaac just out of nowhere suddenly is behind Hutter, trying his best to catch up and maybe get his pole position as well. Or as now Isaac is flashing his light, telling Hutter, "Hello Hutter, I'm here. Please give me the position, please, or make a mistake." But so far, or
would be a distraction tactic. Like, why is he touching for? And then you don't see the braking marker. I mean, not unlikely for that to be the case, but hey. Could be. As now we're seeing Zaysidi heading to the Wisher, as Van Rietberger was able to put a poor car in between, as Mustafa Kemar.
And another
Umar
bong.
Mustafa got spun by Cosmo Marsh. Doesn't look like there was a loss in position. That was Roma Kirihara. Cosmo Marsh is gaining the position at the end of the day. And Cosmo Marsh is down sideways. What happened there? Let's see.
He touched the grass.
Grass. I probably tried to rejoin and then
Oh
grass.
no. I would say that's a very
That's
not so
unfortunate.
that's a bit of a not so graceful joining back the track by Cosmo Marsh there. Oh well, what we can do about that? But now we can see Bata flashing his light, trying to tell. Did he overtake it? Did he overtook him? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Schwer was able to overtake Van Rietbergen and get the overall position back. And so Van Rietbergen does not have the pro car in the middle between them and Sadie. And so yeah, now the McLaren has to defend itself from the Honda without any help. As now we're seeing Charles Byrne trying to overtake Jan Paul. There is a small bump. Oh, that's a lot of bonkage. There is a lot of bonkage that Charles Byrne is doing to Jan Paul. However, watch out because Veresh takes the occasion and gets the position. However, be careful, guys. We remember what happened last time in this sector. Or are they going? No, they're not going to rewind. Tell me they're not going to rewind.
Oh, they are.
That is close.
Yeah. They are keeping a very close three-way battle here between the two BMWs and one Ferrari. As now, three of them are fighting for that one position.
I mean,
going
Jan
through
Paul,
from inside.
Jan Paul does not need to fight, but Charles Byrne does, as Jan Paul is not in the same class, and Charles Byrne gets the position on David Veresh. Wow!
That is beautiful. But Veres is not giving up. Veres still has a chance to overtake Byrne and get back that position from, because they're keeping it close. But Charles Byrne also keeping it very, very close with the Ferrari in front. All three of them, they are fighting. They are fighting nail and teeth and nail. I think that's the wording goes, but it's okay.
Yeah, tooth and nail, yes.
Tooth and nails. But now Saadi. Okay, but now Saadi is trying his best, fighting for the M lead. As now we can see the two Oreo. Are they the two Oreo cars? They're not the two Oreo cars.
They are the two Oreo cars. They're
Yes.
both sponsored by Oreo, but I don't know sure if they're part of the same team actually. As they say, is part of Oreo Blancos, and Van Rietbergen is part of what Oreo team? I do not know that. However, we don't need to know that because that is going to be a big fight as Rick Schwer. I mean, if you're a pro driver, you need to get the hell out of there because an AM driver has the right to unlap themselves as Nabil Nasran and Julian Strasser are coming up. So be careful, guys, because those guys are really coming up really fast and you don't want to get someone involved that could rearrange your plans. That could be very bad news for you.
Yes, the three of them are keeping it very. The gap is not increasing yet, not decreasing. They are keeping it very, very close to each other, as if all of them are borrowing their drafts together to, I don't know, maybe increase their speed. We are unsure of that, but we can see here three Oreo cars are in front. We can see Julian Strasser trying to take a look from Nabil as well, trying to get him at the pass here. But as you can see, the three Oreo cars, it seems like they are working together, Jojo. I think they're working together.
Maybe. Oh, Jan Paul.
What happened to Jan Paul here?
Oh no. I have a feeling about this. Oh, Veresh! Veresh again,
happened?
the BMW driver, causing more collisions to spins. Okay, we're also getting confirmation from race control that it was more of Paul crashing into Veresh. However, that the Hungarian driver on BMW finds themselves involved in yet another collision. Unfortunate for them, but
yeah.
Okay, also, Charles Byrne got themselves involved, even though they were completely innocent in their collision. So I feel bad for them as well. as Van Rietbergen is still trying to manage this situation because you have a pro car ahead which is not pulling away, and you have an AM car behind fighting your position. And also, let's watch out because Albert George is trying to overtake Ometon. No, oh, but
Oh, a bit of
there
a
is
bump
some dog
there.
hanging. However, Ometon will be able to have the inside here and probably retain the position as Albert George will have the outside. Will he get the run though? Doesn't look like it as Ometon still gets the position, and that rider is going to pull on the straight as Isaac Cambras is still fighting with Eric Rutter. Misano. Let's remember, there aren't really a lot of overtaking opportunities here. This is a motorbike track first and foremost. And so,
Oh, Omet went a bit wide.
However,
Omet went a bit wide.
And Albert George tries to gain the position. Omet tries to switch back, but Albert George will have the inside for this corner. There is going to be some counter, but Ometon is still side by side. Ugas push it a bit on the grass as now Albert George is able to finish the overtake as
Wow.
Ometon has to settle for P6.
That was a beautiful battle between Albert and Omet going through the last sector of Misano just now with a lot of switchbacks happening. But it all started with Omet being a bit too wide at the last part there, giving a chance to Albert to get that position away from Omet. Very great drive between these two drivers, especially very great drive between those two.
Agreed. As now Rick Schwer. Yeah, Schwer is giving up his position to the two AM drivers. So Van Rietbergen and Sadie were able to get by, so Nabil Nasran is now right behind Schwer, fighting for position. Also, Julian Strasser was able to overtake the whole bunch of them. So good for Julian. And yeah, we will see how the situation will evolve going from now on here, as Nabil Nasran is very close to Rick Schwer. However, again, it is difficult to overtake here. It is going to be very difficult for the drivers, so they need to be very careful how they play their cards.
Yeah, because I think now Schwer did let those M drivers go through, but now because of that, he is getting blocked by all the drivers in front of him.
Yeah.
Giving a chance for Nabil to close the gap between him and himself. He needs to get away from those drivers if he wants to keep that P10 to himself away from Nabil.
Yeah, that is 1000% correct. However, we saw that Schwer did not seem to have the pace to pull away from Bergen and City. So I'm not too sure if they can do that from Nabil Nasran. That might potentially be asking too much from their McLaren for the Dutch driver, which is unlucky.
Yes, you can see, oh, Nabil is getting harassed. Nabil is getting harassed by Bata there, as Bata is trying to find a loophole, trying to find that space. But at the same time as well, Koshnian is also joining the party as well. These three drivers, oh, Bata losing a bit of his composure there. As you can see, losing a bit of a control, hence giving the Mustang taking his place. That's a very great job in controlling. Great job,
yeah.
But yet he lost a few positions there. The Mustang seeing that opportunity and overtake him as soon as possible before getting into an accident. Great job. Great job.
Very good job from the drivers to avoid this incident because it would have been quite nasty if they didn't. Good job in keeping it clean. However, Isaac Cambras, we now need to look at what the American driver is doing. Still right close behind Eric Rutter, but it doesn't look like Isaac Cambras has been able to find a place to overtake the German.
You are correct. As we can see here, it has been quite a few laps where Isaac is always behind Hutter just now, but yet no overtaking attempts has been attempted by Isaac just now. Oh, as we can see here, who is fighting is Veres fighting another BMW in the Oreo BMW as they're going through the last sector of Misano, keeping it very, very close. And now we can see, who is in the pit there? It's Andrei Semenov. Yeah, he is pitting. Oh, we can see that around the outside. Great job there. Great job there by, I would say it's Byrne, was it? Was it Byrne?
It looks like it was Byrne.
And then Tim
As
Smith losing control at the last corner
Mhm.
there and losing 2 cars in front of him right now.
Yeah, unlucky, but you can't really do much about it. And it's
Yep.
just bad luck.
Yes.
However,
Oh,
Byrne will try and potentially get in position back on Bata. Does not seem to be the case.
wow, very good move there by Byrne, taking back his positions away from Veres, but Veres is not giving up. He's looking on the inside. Will he be able to book? It's a side by side, too wide, going through the corner. Byrne loses the position to Bata, but no,
Oh, switch
I
back, and
take
also be
that back.
careful. Kirihara is right there.
I
Ryoma
take that.
Kirihara is there and can take advantage of what's happening
And,
here.
and I don't know. Yes, you are correct. Ryoma taking over that position away from the BMW and be like, "Thank you very much. Now let me fight him instead." And that was a great battle by the 2 BMWs. As now Ryoma is in between those 2 BMWs. What will he do? Will he defend or will he be offensive against the driver in front and the back of him? We do not know. Nabil fighting against Kochnian, going through turn 1 as they're keeping it very, very close to each other. Going through turn 2, will anything happen? No, still keeping it
Don't think
very,
so.
very close. Nabil
I
is
mean,
doing a very good job.
we need to hope that nothing happens in turn 2 because overtaking there is borderline impossible. So if something happens, that means someone crashed, and we don't crashes here on the broadcast. As now we're seeing Ryoma Kirihara still chasing Charles Byrne. However, Auguston, David Veresh is close behind. Don't redo what you did before. Okay, very good. David
Yeah,
Veresh keeps it clean as Ryoma Kirihara is now losing a little bit of time to Charles Byrne.
yes, Veres be like, okay, I want the position back. Let me fight you as close as possible. As Veres is keeping it really, really close to Ryoma because he wants that position back. And now, as we can see, Isaac is still fighting with Hunter. He is still keeping the same distance for a few, I would say, more than 10 minutes already. He's still keeping it. It's actually quite impressive job by Isaac to keep the position. But he needs to do something if he wants that P3 away from Hunter.
True, and looks like that something might be happening as Isaac Cameras is trying to
Oh,
undercut Eric Harper. Will that work though? As now we see Kirihara getting the position on Charles Byrne, P13. As now, however, Byrne will also have to deal with David Veresh. And considering what happened last time with these two guys, Charles Byrne might be a little bit nervous. And so let's see a little bit late on the brakes. What will Veresh do? Not able to capitalize on that, sadly. As now there's kind of side by side, almost contact between these two BMW drivers. Kirihara is going to say, well, thank you very much. I will take the position and I will go away from you. I don't want your business. And maybe chase Bata, but I don't know if you can get back to Bata as there is a 22 seconds gap to Auguston Bata, and I don't know if Kirihara has what it takes to close the gap in 35 minutes, because there is a pretty big gap.
you are correct. But again, as you can see on this our screen right now, the 2 BMW are still fighting with each other. They're keeping it very, very close. Byrne seeing Veres pretty much all the time. And they're keeping it very, very close, dangerously close. This is the place where Veres did a move against Byrne just now. Will he be able to do it again? It doesn't seem like so, unless
Too far, in my opinion. And so
far.
yeah, Veresh is not able to pull a move. That was just too far for a move, so glad to see that Veresh did not attempt it. As we also see Boumar Mustafa in the pits serving their mandatory pit stop, as watch out because Bird was a little bit too wide, also Veresh was a little bit too wide on corner exit. Zaysidi, try two! Zaysidi just got a try two, and that has just decided the fight for P1 in AM. Van Rietbergen will be able to relax because they will just have to serve a pit stop. They say will have to serve a drive-through and a pit stop. Very unlucky for the Honda driver, but let's be sound. That is Misano track limits. So what you can do about it?
You are correct. As now we can see again, these 2 BMWs are not giving up. They are fighting tooth and nail against each other. As now going to turn 1, Veres definitely has the air, definitely has the draft. Will he be able to do so again? Like you said, Jojo, overtaking at
Maybe.
turn one is crazy, but
Ooh.
the option is still there. Varys be like, okay, it is an option. It's not impossible. Whoa. Oh, we can see that they're still fighting. The Lamborghini at the back be like, okay, I want to join in as well, but they're keeping it very close. It's going to be a three-car battle between these three drivers. Whoa!
That was close.
Uh,
Oh, Varesh,
that
where
was,
are you going?
oh, Jojo, Varys
Yeah.
is doing it. Varys is doing it again at the same corner. There be a switchback?
I
Will
mean,
there
Bird
be?
will drive the late braking.
Yes,
Varesh will try and
yes,
switch back. Oh, Varesh is able to
yes!
get Peter Tin. Good overtake from the Hungarian
Wow!
driver. And now just Bird will
Yes.
have to try and do everything to get back the position. I'm
Oh,
not
but
too
it seems
sure
like
if that might happen though, because they will also have to deal with the Alien driver of Liam Brown right behind them, and yeah, that doesn't look like a lot of fun having to deal with them. Ometov
oh.
in the pits, Zaysedi also in the pits from this really drive through, Koshnian also in the pits, all of them in the pits. And so how we know that Zaysedi is there not for the pit stop but for the penalty. Oh
Oh
no!
no!
Oh no!
That is a that is by Burn in the BMW giving Varys to be like, okay, I want to give you a bit of a love tap, and boom,
Bonk!
a bonk indeed. I know these two drivers are on fire, filled with adrenaline to overtake each other, but yes,
Yeah,
that
also,
was a bit reckless.
yeah, you also need to be careful because the stewards are going to look at that and they're not going to be happy. As now Nabil Nazran is fighting with Agoston Bata, trying to get the position. Agoston Bata got inside here, but Nabil Nazran will have the position for the next corner. Will they be able to gain it? No! Agoston Bata was able to keep P7 here. So good job from the Hungarian. However, now Nabil Nasser will be able to take this slipstream and potentially try something funny at the end of this massive power section. However, it is going to be a bit difficult as now the Parkinson is going to be very tricky for these cars to take, as they are now heading into Curva del Cairo, the complex, as Nabil Nasran is too far away to try anything. So Nabil Nasran will have to retry in another section of the track. And will be interesting to see what
He's taking a pit.
Nabil
He's doing a pit
Nasran
right now.
tries to do that on strategy, serving their pit stop. As I also spotted Álvaro George in the pits, serving their mandatory pit stop. Dean Smith, we saw them before going very close to Liam Brown. I think that is 6/10. As yeah, there they are.
Yes,
There
as now we
they
can.
are.
Yeah, everyone is doing their pits already right now. As now they're yeah, everyone is basically doing their pits right now. As we can see now, Tim Smith in the BMW trying his best to catch up to his I would say classmates of L Brown in the Lamborghini number 50 Lamborghini.
Yeah.
They're going to turn 1 and turn 2. So far, no drama has yet to happen. So
Yeah,
far,
but that BMW got unsettled a little bit there, and that is damage, I think. That is
yeah,
damage on that BMW, which is not something the Lamborghini has. So that would be a little bit difficult for our American aim driver to gain the position on Brown, as Tina Curtis is also now into the pits with that pink Bentley, trying to get the mandatory pit stop out of the way, as we just passed halfway through the halfway mark of the race. Also Eric Hutter down into the pits. Zaysedi again pitting, Nabil Nasr, Jan-Paul Zatkus, and almost everyone is pitting. I think that with these pit stops, half the grid will have pitted, with the remaining half that has to pit in the remaining 24 minutes. But Batek is still on the track, not having pitted, and so we will see what will happen later.
that is true. But now, what I'm excited to see is that now that Hutter pitted, will Isaac, the person who kept chasing Hutter pretty much the first half an hour of the race, will he be able to close the gap? Either he gets that position away from Hutter.
I mean, we hope so, but Isaac Cameras got held up a little bit. Now Isaac Cameras is heading towards the end of the lap. We know that pit exit there on Wilson is a bit long. You will need to keep your pit limiter out for quite a long
Oh,
time, but it looks like Eric Hutter, with the overcut or lack of undercut, was able to keep the position as Isaac Ambras is coming up right there and then, but yeah, looks like the 69 Ferrari. Oh, very close,
oh.
but the undercut did not work. However, Isaac Ambras has the tire in temperature. Eric Hutter does not. Eric Hutter is on cold tires, so he says if Isaac Ambras wants to do something, it needs to happen now, because once those tires are in their optimal temperature window, Isaac Ambras will lose the
Oh, he's
advantage
doing
and will
it.
not be able to do much. Tries to dive it on the inside, he's going for it. Isaac Ambras probably heard me and took the position with ease. So technically that would be, I think, virtually P3 in class, as Batek pitted. Ramaki Rihara got it right through, probably for track limits. That is unlucky for the Malaysian driver, as Batek is pitting. Van Rietbergen is still going strong. I mean, they don't need to worry too much. They got P1 almost in the bag. However, you don't want to overdo it, because if you do, you might lose some precious time, and that might come and bite you in the rear when you least want to. We also see Charles Bird, Sasha Dekov very close. The Gigachat Bulgarian in the GTR. That last race gifted us a lot of emotions, fighting for P3 and trying to get that GTR on the podium. Sasha Dekov still in our hearts and tries to get the position, and Charles Burnett does so. Our
Great
chicken shot
drive.
Bulgarian driver on the GTR does not disappoint us. Grosasho. I know I'm biased, but that is just amazing.
That's a great.
Sight you don't see.
That's a great drive by Dashkov just now in the GTR, overtaking, if I remember, that's Byrne in the BMW.
Yeah.
As now, again, Dashkov doing another
Team Smith.
overtake.
But yeah, that is
Oh,
Team
that's-
Smith, an AM driver, so they're not racing one against each other. So Sasha Team Smith might have seen, well, that is a pro car coming up really quickly. I don't want smoke, I just let you pass, as Van Rietbergen is now into the pits.
Yes, Ryan is in the pits. We can see that Kochnian is trying to chase a Schumer in the McLaren with his Mustang. So far, keeping it. Oh, that's a bit too wide-ish, but they're keeping it very, very close between each other. Will the Mustang have enough power to catch the McLaren through this corner? Schwier seeing Kochnian in the back, be like, okay, I gotta get away now. This is the fast part of the track. Who will let go of the gas? That's the question. Who will let go of the gas? Who will brake first? Who will be very brave enough to go super duper fast in this corner? Kochnian looking for the inside.
On the side.
But no, he
But Yuri McLaren goes wide, Kochnian also goes wide.
Oh,
Schwer got saved by the fact that Kochnian went wide. If the Mustang did not go wide, that would have been an overtake done and dusted.
that is correct. Kochnian definitely going a bit too. He was a bit too brave, going it a bit too fast as well, making him lose a bit of time. I mean, not to say that he did not make a mistake. Even Schwier did a mistake just now by going a bit too wide. But because of Kochnian's mistake, he was not able to capitalize Schwier's mistake and get that position away from him. As now, if he wants, he may be able to attempt to do it again at the last part of Misano sooner or later. We will not know. We will see about that later.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how the situation will evolve. But yeah, Kochnian has shown us that despite the restriction on that Mustang, can try and overtake on power. That is down the inside.
It's a switchback. Is it
because
switchback?
Could cut back, however. Kochnian has inside Sondor banging happening. But yeah, a dive there can actually help you quite a lot, because a cutback is very difficult to do. However, Schwer was able to do that right as I said it, and gets the position back in P9. So Kochnian will have to do everything back in. Oh, don't do that. That is risky. That is very risky. Don't do that, guys.
But
Kochnian on the brakes.
This is exactly the same thing that happened during their last lap. They know, they want to test out who has the bravest heart in their minds to go through that fast part of Misano. Test- I cannot say the word, but yes, testicularly enhanced. But yes, that is a very brave move by Koshian. As now, Koshian, oh, sorry. Okay, no worries. Koshian definitely was being really, really brave to fight against Shreer just now in the last part. All of us here, even the commentators and race control, being very, very excited because Koshian is being really brave now. He wants to challenge Shreer. He wants to make him scared and get that position away from him. This is where Koshian did a late braking against Shreer just now. Oh, but it seems that Koshian is being served a drive-through penalty.
Back limits!
Oh no! We're about to miss a great battle between these two drivers, as that was a very good two-lap battle between Koshian and Shreer just now. Sadly, a drive-through is a drive-through. Track limit is track limit. We can't do much about that.
Yeah, as we are now seeing Liam Brown right behind Sasha Dekov as Veresh. Ooh, a drive-through for Veresh as well, I think. Oh,
yeah,
oh, no, I actually think that is a DNF as Veresh is sitting in the pits. Probably gave up on the race, which is sad to say, but looks like Veresh gave up on the race with that penalty.
Well, we do have to.
Koshian, now to pit for the drive-through.
No, he's not doing. Oh no, he is. He is doing it right now. It was sad to see Koshian doing a drive-through pit stop right now because we had so much fun watching him race with Shreer just now. But again, it has to be let go, and we hope to see more amazing battle between other drivers after this as well. But great job by Koshian being really, really brave at the last part of Misano. Respect to Koshian just now. I definitely respect him on that part. That is a very good question. We have a question. Why is Jojo? Why is Ryoma at the back?
Ryoma Kirihara got to drive through earlier, in case people forgot.
Yes.
And so, that Aston Martin is now quite behind everyone. Again, unlucky for Kirihara, but they did not... they were not, my bad, they were not the only one to get a drive-through for track limits. Quite a lot of people did, surprisingly.
Yeah, that is true. I get again in Misano, speed is definitely the key. But I would say another great tip, if you want to win in Misano, is how close do you want to do and how close do you want to be between legal and track limit. And so far, a lot of drivers here are. Oh, it seems that's Isaac. If I'm seeing correctly, overtaking
that is Isaac
in turn 2. And now he's in P2. He has overtaken Hutter. Very good job by him. But it seems that Hutter now is 2 seconds away, almost 3, away from Isaac.
Yeah. Very good showing from our drivers. As Isaac Campras is still leading quite a strong position on that for that third spot on the podium. Also, we have Umar Mustafa, which is quite behind Roma Kirihara. However, this AM driver has an occasion to take that Pro as a reference and see what line he takes as Cosmo Marsh goes wide. And watch out, because Umar Mustafa could actually fight Cosmo Marsh in the 4th position, because they are already saying, oh, that's late on, that is late on the brakes, that is so late.
Yep, Ryoma be like, okay, thank you very much. I will take it right now. Thank you very much. As he takes another position up for himself. And now we can see Zlatkus going through the final sector. As we can see Isaac there. Is that would be Slater? What happened to Scott Brewer? What happened to him? Okay, going to turn 1.
I feel like I know what happened here.
Yes.
And he bumps there. Oh no, surprisingly not.
Oh,
I think I actually think they parked the car because they got a drive-through. Yeah, they parked the car because they got a drive-through. Looks like a situation similar to what happened to Veresh. Oh, Omet almost saw a drive-through. So many drive-throughs happening here.
Oh my god. Yeah.
These steers are dishing drive-thrus left and right. You get a drive-thru. You get a drive-thru. Everyone gets a drive-thru.
Clearly, we should change Misano to drive through Misano, the drive through queen of the whole GT3 track, because I think, okay, Jojo, name me one driver that has not done any drive through. Name me one.
I mean, Andrei Patek, Tina Curtis, Isaac Ambros, Eric Hutter, Albert George, Semenov, Joar, Van Rietbergen, Agustin Bata, Nabil Nazran, Julian Strasser, Zaid Sadie, Kovnian, Dechov, Brown, T. Smith, Charles Byrne, Jan Paul, Gary Slater, Zlatkus.
Would you say? Kochina,
Oh yeah,
Kochina had a
Koshian
drive
had a
through
drive-thru,
though.
my bad.
Yeah,
They did
so-
get a drive-thru. So everyone besides Koshian in that list I gave you did not get a drive-thru.
Yeah, so would you
Which
say it's
is
half?
quite a lot of drivers.
Is it half of the driver lineup that did not get any drive-throughs for now?
I think a third. I think a third actually got a drive-thru, and 2/3 did not get a drive-thru. Roughly. As they say, he's now chasing down Julian Strasser. Okay,
Zid Sadie.
and that is the first NAM driver bullying a pro driver on pace. Okay, that is something. That is a sight. That is a sight
Yes.
to behold. Okay.
Sadi did a really good job by baiting a pro driver into giving him the position. Wait, sorry, AM driver giving a position. That was a pro driver giving a position. That was a really good job. Or maybe that's just stressor be like, okay, you know what, just take it. I don't want it. You can take it. It's either one of those two.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it could be one of those two. But yes, now we can see Sadi running away as far as he can, trying to chase his classmate would be Reitenbergen, which is currently in P8. P8 overall.
That is too big of a gap. That is too big of a gap to do anything, and like there are only 60 minutes left. I mean, technically, the best case scenario for Zadie would be for Van Rietbergen to get a drive-thru, and that would be the only way for Zadie to get the position back. But I'm not too sure if that will happen, as we have
Again?
Mustafa chasing Cosmo Marsh. These two drivers have been at it earlier. They are probably going to be it again. I hope that they will be clean in doing so. But, ooh, boy.
But again, Jojo, is Veres getting another drive-through, or did he not yet serve his drive-through?
They did not serve the drive-through, and they just decided to park it in the pits and not do anything.
Well, it seems that we also got news that he got another drive-through on this one. As now, Julius Strasser, very close.
Be careful, Julian. You do not want to cause a condition in your own league and get penalized in the league you own. Because let's remember, Julian owns the league, but he does not do stewarding. So the stewards could penalize the league owners for the league race he races in. As Mustafa gets very close to Cosmo Marsh, but no collision. That is good. It's good.
Yeah, so far no track is in on that part. Everyone is. I think Jojo. Everyone will be trying their best to be as safe as possible from doing any more track limit warnings, because with 15 minutes left, it is not worth it to get a drive-through penalty for going through over the track limits. I think from now on, everyone will be a bit more careful as they want to keep their positions as much as they can.
Yeah, we're now also seeing Zlatkus and Gary Slater still fighting, and that is a suspiciously Ryoma Kirihara-shaped Aston Martin right behind them, which might want to do something and maybe regain some time on the other pro cars in the hope that someone gets a drive-through or spins or goes in the wall and potentially get the position. You don't want to lose any time. Any more time that you've already lost, considering what happened at the beginning of the race than the drive-through. Yeah, that is not a good race for Ryoma Kirihara.
Yeah, but it seems that Ryoma is trying his best to overtake the two drivers in front of him, M drivers in front of him right now, as much as he can. Definitely the M drivers should know that a pro is behind them, but they won't let go, as these two are still fighting each other as much as they can. But Ryoma is keeping it really, really close, trying to find a window. Will he be able to take on the inside? Ryoma taking over the inside over the M driver. Yes, he did. Beautiful. Very easy, a very beautiful drive there by Rioma. And now we can see the two McLarens fighting each other going through turn one with Reitbergen and Schuer fighting for
Again.
P7.
Again, these two are fighting again. They're not even in the same class, but yet they're doing it again. If I had
Yes.
nickel for every time those two McLarens that are in different classes fought on the track, I would have
It's
three nickel.
Nabil.
Nabil Nazran.
What happened to Nabil? Is it what we think
We
it
will
is?
see.
Is it the curb?
Yeah, probably the curbs. And
Yes.
oh no, actually not quite. The rear got light. The rear got very
Wow.
light. That might be an Alex Curto setup that Nabil Nazran might not be able to reliably control 100% of the time. So that is unlucky to see that Ferrari spin, as Van Riebergen is probably just, if I have to guess, probably just happy to sit in this slipstream of Jver right ahead and get the biggest gap possible to everyone behind, just in case, because you know, everything can always happen, and you know, in case bad things were to happen, you want to have some kind of safety measure in place. So I think that Van Riebergen tries to stay in this slipstream, does not want to fight Schwer, just sits in this slipstream, gets these slipstream benefits, sees the lines the pro driver is taking, and just relaxes. Does not need to fight Schwer right now, he just needs to relax as much as possible, and does not need to do anything reckless. So I think that Van Riebergen is just trying to settle in a pace, don't do any stupid mistake, learn from a pro driver, and that's it. Just drive and don't do a mistake. Maybe you're not perfect. Maybe you're not perfect with your license and everything, but you don't do mistakes.
Would it be possible? This is just my theory. Would it be possible that now Schuer and Riebergen are working together to not give a chance to Bata to... Oh, but again, Oman is taking from the inside, flashing her lights. In the inside, taking over from Nabil, but Nabil is clashing with the Honda at the back. The Honda, Zaid Sadi, took over Nabil, as now they're climbing up to P11. Nabil is now again harassed by Julian. Harassed by Julian.
To ruin the day for Nabil Nazran, for the third car in a row to do so. Nabil Nazran on the Ferrari is just getting relentlessly bullied by everyone here. I feel bad for Nabil, not going to lie.
Yeah, he lost a few positions.
Nabil, don't do anything reckless.
He definitely lost a few positions to the three cars in front of him. I think that is quite a bad feeling about that. But now, as we can see, Omed is running away as much as she can from the BMW behind her. Or is it the NSX? Is it the NSX? Or I can't see from afar here. But Omed making a mistake there, going a bit too wide, losing control.
That is a rider.
Now we can.
That is not a modern GT3. Be careful on what you do. Yeah, I think Omet is trying to drive that rider as a modern GT3, and that is just not happening.
I would say
that
good job.
Simply not happening.
I would say good job to Omet for controlling, but definitely good job as well. Good news for the Honda NSX to keep close. The Honda NSX keeping close, trying to find a way into that right turn, looking left, looking right. Will the NSX overtake? Will he be able to overtake? Omet is looking on the inside. Who will break first?
As a reminder, sorry to interrupt, but they said he is an AM driver and Omet is a pro driver. So they said he does not need to fight Omet so much.
But he is showing, see, Omet, he is fighting Omet as if they're in the same class. They're fighting as if, I thought they were in the same, but Julian.
Julian Strasser says, I don't want traffic, I want to be able to fight both positions. And Sunny is like, well, thank you very much, I guess I will take the position, but watch out because Ometom is trying to put the car again in the way. However, Ometom goes wide and Julian Strasser is able to take the position.
Oh my Jojo,
but wait. The penalty is not good on the straight, so the rider can do something against Julian Strasser. Might be able to do something on power, but doesn't seem to be the case. Julian Strasser has this slipstream, and so Ometom has to settle for the position behind Julian Strasser, which actually gained 2 positions in class to Nabil Nazran and Ometom.
Jojo,
Yes.
thought you said they were all in different classes, especially
Oh no.
Sadi. But why are they fighting as if they were in the same class?
Well, because they actually are in the same class. Julius Strasser, Omet Tom, and Nabil Nasran are all pros, and Zay Sani is in AM.
Yeah, that's the
So,
thing.
I mean,
Zay Saadi be like, you know what? I want to be
oh,
a pro class as well. Oh, what happened? What happened to Julian? Did he went over turn one a bit too aggressive? Let's see
oh,
here on
probably
the
break
replay
late.
camera.
Oh, he
Yes,
braked
he
late
did.
and avoided contact. Very good showing by the league owner of tracc.eu in avoiding incidents. So good showing Julian. However, he lost the position on Tom and has to redo everything again.
Again, but now Julian is trying again, looking from the outside. Will he be able to break some? But no, Omet is blocking. But Julian will not give up as he now has the inside. Will the Bentley have enough power against the Rider? It seems
Nah.
that no, it's a bit too heavy in this part. But
Yeah.
it seems that they're still fighting. They're still fighting each other. What? And as you can see, Julian taking the inside. Omet leaving a bit too wide there as well. As we have one Nabil in the Technoburst Ferrari at the back. Going to another fast part here. Who will be the bravest? Who will have the bravest heart here going through the last part here of Misano? Omet, Julian breaking pretty much at the same time, keeping the distance close. Very, very close to each other. But now we can see Bata is fighting against the McLaren in front of him, although in different classes. Bata be like, oh, excuse me, Reitenberger, please give me way. But now, Julian, we're back to Julian and Omet kicking a bit of the curb there.
There is scary sight in Omet's rearview mirror. You don't want to have a bent in your rearview mirror.
Whoa!
Julius Strasser goes for the dive, and Ometson does not put any resistance really, as Julius Strasser was able to overtake easily.
Yes, and now Bata is also looking from the outside. Oh, now we're going back to Omet. Omet is still keeping it. And Bata going from the outside of the McLaren. Will he be able to hold? No, he went a bit too wide.
I think so. Maybe because Bata will have the inside here and will be able to reposition on Marit Bergen. And now Agoston Bata will be able to technically chase Schwer, but the gap is just too big as Mustafa is trying to overtake Cosmo Marsh. Is on the inside of the 488 and gets the position here. Will Marsh trying to fire it back? No, does not seem to be the case.
Mustafa doing a really good job just now by stopping Marsh from doing any more advancement at the last part there, but slightly blocking him, doing a really good job there. And now we can see Reitenbergen is trying to run away, pretty much chasing Bata, although they're in different classes. But pretty much Reitenbergen now in his class, he is P1 with Saadi in P2. The distance so far between Saadi and Reitenbergen is quite far, so we wouldn't put too much hope in that, as I think Reitenbergen now is very, very comfortable where he is right now. And now we're back to Julian. In front of him will be Saadi, which is definitely in a different class. They're not fighting each other right now. And now we go to Zlatkos with the Aston Martin in front, braking a bit too early. Whoa, the Aston made a mistake.
Gary Slater was a little bit too late on the brakes, but now is the inside and will be able to defend this corner. So Zlatkos will have to hope that Gary Slater overcooks the corner. Gary Slater kind of does, but not in a way that will make Zlatkos get the position back, as the pit window has just closed. So, our drivers, if you haven't pitted, well, sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you.
Marcel sucks to be you, because Marcel sucks did not be stopped.
Yeah, definitely.
Funny.
Zlatkos and Slater definitely had a good fight just now when Slater made a mistake, but Zlatkos is unable to take advantage of that mistake. And now we can see Ryoma is fighting against Paul, although they're in different classes. Will Paul give way to Ryoma?
Doesn't look to be the case.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to, as there are no blue flags here. Paul could technically do that, but there is no obligation for an AM driver to do that. If the AM driver has more pace, there is no obligation for the AM driver to give space to the Pro driver, but Ryoma Kirihara tries to get the space either way. Young Paul goes a little bit wide, but doesn't look like Ryoma Kirihara can just... Oh, never mind. Rema
He
Guerriera
did
getting the much better exit. Okay, hopefully Jan Paul is not going to try anything reckless here, and that does not happen, as Rema Guerriera was able to gain and keep the position. Very nice on the Malaysian driver.
Yeah, good job by him as now he's climbing up to P90. Sheer, right now we can see in the clip here, Julian is fighting against Saadi. Definitely not in the same class again, but just being there, Julius will appreciate if Saadi can go through so he can chase Bata. But again, Julian and Bata definitely they have a very long distance to cover. So Julian probably just trying to get as high as he can be in terms of class positions, overall positions. And as now he is still trying to chase Adi as much as he can. Very, very normally in the last 3 minutes of the race. Will we have apparently we have 3 more minutes again, 3 more minutes left into the race. Will anything interesting happen in this last lap? We do not know. I hope so.
Probably.
I hope something.
I mean, during the last laps, anything can always happen, as Junior Strasser is showing that to us. Junior Strasser really trying to do, but they said it is defending well. They said he is under no obligation on giving the position to Junior Strasser. However, Julian will probably want to get the position, so Nabil Nazran, if he catches up, will have to deal with Zaid Saidi first and then with Junior Strasser. And you know, putting Zaid Saidi between yourself and Nabil Nazran could be a good safety policy, not going to lie.
That is true. That is true. So far, we can see Zlatkos is trying his best again to overtake Slater, but no, he is doing a bit of a dummy. Will Slater make a mistake? No. So far, Zlatkos is doing his best. He is taking over the outside. Will he be able to inside and outside? Will he be able to do so? No.
Maybe the switchback here does not seem to be the case, as Gary Slater has a good line, but maybe Zlatkos will get a better exit. Seems to have happened, as Agustin Bata is still fighting Schwer. Schwer will be able to defend well, however, Gedimina Zlatkos does not seem to have the power to overtake that Aston Martin, which retains the position going into Curva del Carro.
Well, if Zlatkos wants that position, he needs to do fast. He has 1 minute and 20 seconds left into the race. If he wants that position, we can see the McLaren taking over the inside. Bata joined in as well. Doing a really good job. Bata is doing a really good job joining in with the McLaren in terms of overtaking. Schwer will feel the pressure. It is 1 minute left into the race. Will Schwer be able to hold on into the position, or will Bata take over his position? They're getting the draft. Power. Be able to look over the outside.
Bata. Schwer will be able to defend. There is some contact, I think, and Agustin Bata still sits right behind. I don't think they will have a lot of extra time to do so, as Zlatkos seems to have some problems. They did let... Okay, no, that was just blue flags. That was just blue flags. We got confirmation of it from race control.
Okay,
but yeah, leader is on the final lap as well. So there will not be a lot of time left for our drivers, so if they want to gain a position to do so. So let's see Agustin Bata around the side of Schwer, but Schwer is able to defend very well. Now Schwer will be able to choose the line going into this slow section, as Bata will only be able to follow, and it looks like Agustin Bata will have to sit behind Schwer for this power section as well. However, we know that the BMW is a bit of a monster when it comes to power, as now Gediminas Zlatkos is still chasing Gary Slater. Rema Guerriera is behind just Burns, I think, and Zaid Saidi is wide onto the gravel. And that is a bit of a spin. Yeah, that is just the NSX NSXing. As now these two were side by side, Schwer and Agustin Bata. They will have one more lap to do so. And Agustin Bata will try everything in this last minute and 30 seconds available. Agustin Bata will have to try everything in this last few seconds. Very close. That is very close. Marit Bergen is closing by also. Marit Bergen could throw a wrench into it. However, if you want to be smart, you don't do that. Andre Batek finishes the race in a dominant fashion. That is P1 for the Czech driver representing the Jamaica bobsleigh team. Augusto Bata still chasing Richver, however, years later, and the Zlatkus are still fighting here in AM, and actually that AM fight might influence this pro fight as Augusto Bata tries to gain the position years later, and Zlatkus still fighting Richver.
There's so many
Now it's
battles.
the inside. There
We have
are a
too
lot
many
of
battles
things
to cover.
happening on track at the same time. Very close at the same part of the track as well, as Gary Slater fighting with Zlatkus could actually
It's a
slow them down enough
It's a side by side. Bata is
influence the
fighting
battle
against
behind. Ooh.
Sheer. Will Bata be able to
Oh,
hold?
Bata goes the position!
Philippine the
Bata
Bata
on the
hold.
position!
He is
Schwer
able to
needs
hold.
to try and invent something here, but ooh, nice defensive move from Bata. Schwer was not able to do much there. Looks like Bata was able to invent something at the end of the race and getting the P7. Also, Zlatkus and Slater. What happened with those two? Gary Slater got the position on Zlatkus. Gary Slater was able to get the position on Zlatkus. And now it is over. Isaac Cambras on the podium ahead of Eric Hutter. Andre Bajtek with the win. Tina Curtis P2. Then we have Eric Hutter, Albert George, Agustin Bata, Rick Schwer, Van Rietbergen with the win in AM. Junior Strasser, Zayd Nabil Nazran, Kushnian, Dechov, Brown, Smith, Kriar, Byrne, Paul, and Slater in the top 20.
Wow, Jojo, I would say, Jojo, that was the most intense last lap battle. We have four cars, four drivers, two different paths, all fighting for that last minute position, and it seems that everything is paid off. That was a great battle. This is why I love Misano, especially in the last part where it's either you're brave or you're not brave. Those are the two options only. But yes, definitely a great job by Bate for holding on to P1, followed by T Curtis, and with our own TCB representative Isaac Ambras holding up to P3. Great job for the drivers. And that was for the Pro class. And for the M class, we have Reitenberger in P1, Sadi in P2, and Brown in P3 for the M class. Yes.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, so, yeah. That was one hell of a race. We will have to relax after this race because, oh boy, it's going to be a lot of adrenaline that will have to go away. But yeah, this was Sebastiano Rossi in the commentary booth with me, Panerai, our broadcaster, Psycho Kaiser. Thank you everyone that has watched this race for having watched it. We really appreciate you all. We also appreciate our drivers for the spectacle that they put on screen. And I guess we will see you in 2 weeks for the third round of the TGT Cup. And well, we will see you on the racetrack. Goodbye!
Goodbye, everyone.